Being able to book meetings with decision makers is harder than ever. With AI, you can simplify your workflow, you can look for prospects, you can write some good messaging, write some good connection requests, and really get much better. The most challenging part is knowing what to do.
Nice to have you here. Thibaut Souyris, you are the founder and CEO of Sales Labs. Also, you're coaching a lot of salespeople still. And I think I found the most content from you on AI recently. So it's a big topic for you. So everyone who haven't been yet that much into AI, I think should definitely follow him on LinkedIn. Few questions from our side in regards with the AI rebook. So 5 fire questions, and the first one would be, why should sales professionals implement AI?
So first, thanks for having me, David, that's really cool. And talking about AI and why it's so important, in my opinion, there's a saying we always say, it's like AI won't replace salespeople, but salespeople who use AI will replace those who don't. So for me, it's really about gaining efficiency. So in 2023, I'm sure you as a founder, you receive tons of cold emails every day. And I'm sure you'll be like everyone else, you know them because they're really bad. And so being able to book meetings with decision makers is harder than ever. And with AI, you can simplify your workflow, you can look for prospects, you can write some good messaging, write some good connection requests, and really get much better. I like to say that an AI is like a virtual assistant. So if you ask the virtual assistant to do a specific job without showing this person how to do it, it's not going to be good. Same with AI. But if you show the AI, train it on what a good message looks like, you can generate tons of different messages, be super creative, and stand out while becoming more efficient.
No, I think so too. I think it was 2-3 weeks at the B2B Rocks event in Paris, and the VP sales EMEA of LinkedIn was speaking there. And she was saying, like, first, AI is not here to replace us in sales or whatever. I think the first message I saw was, AI in 5 years will replace a developer. So no, I think AI will definitely help us to gain more time or gain the time for the most important stuff, which is the relationship. Human to human. I think technology can help us to kind of do the other things more efficient. Second question, what's the most challenging part when adopting AI?
So for me, the most challenging part is knowing what to do. So if you go and you open ChatGPT, for example, and you're in front of this, it's just an empty chat box, and you're like, okay, what should I do? And you say, hey, give me a call outreach message, and the message really sucks. So it's really knowing exactly where to start, how to start with a good prompt, which is the way we communicate with the AI. And so that's the tough part for me, or for most people I know, is they see all these use case, and you may have seen it on LinkedIn, people share use case about AI, where they take a girl who's 5 years old and they age the girl of 20 to 95, which is amazing, but it's useless for what we do. So it's knowing, where do you start and what are concrete use cases.
Okay. And what is then your approach to mastering prompt engineering?
So you said the word prompt. So basically the prompt is how you talk to the AI, And so for me, it's really learning, how to give it clear instructions. The coolest thing with AI is that you can talk in different ways, you can make a lot of mistakes, you can speak to it in French, in German, in whatever language you want.
Yeah, I try often in German sometimes, because honestly, I always have emails in English. Nowadays I don't talk German anymore, but I recently had a few German prospects, and I started writing my email, and I was like, damn, I don't know how to write emails anymore in German. So I was using ChatGPT to help me actually for the German language.
And it really helps. And so it's really about having a simple structure about, telling it what it's going to have to act like what's the job title, for example, act like a SEO marketer or something like that. And then really giving it as much context as you can. So that's really what's important about prompting is the more information you provide to the AI, the better it's going to be.
Okay. And how do we train AI for it to return a better output?
So typically, you said also the word training, which is really a good to help you understand AI. It's really about training. So you can do it in a few different ways. For example, if you're using ChatGPT again, there's custom instructions. So custom instructions, you're going to give more context about what you're trying to achieve and how you want it to reply to you. And so for me, I'll give a very concrete example. If I want to sell to VPs of sales who are trying to, reduce their forecasting inaccuracy, I'm going to talk about what are the problems I solve typically, who are the people I talk to, what they care about, and I'm going to guide the AI and say, okay, I want you to answer in headers and bullet points only, because I don't like big sentences. I just like factual stuff. And then once you're there, you have this layer that's going to always be present when you chat with the AI. And then it's really about saying, okay, I'm doing this specific sequence where my goal is to get people to reply. And I found, for example, this amazing email template. So you show what the template looks like, you give it an example, and then you say, I have these 3 problems, and I use the template I showed you to build emails for my problems. And so that's really how you get the best output, is by giving it a good context and telling it how you want to be talked to.
Can you give us a quick example of a prompt that will help identify prospect's problem?
Sure. So basically, important concept about prompt is to tell it how to act like someone. So for example, if you want to sell to, you want to understand the problems of a VP of sales of a specific company or a specific ICP, what you're going to say is act like the VP of sales of a Series A startup based in Paris with 25 employees and whatever, all the data you want to share with it, and list me a top 10 problems you would have related to sales, for example, or related to prospecting. So what ChatGPT is going to do is answer with a list of as many kind of problems you asked, so 10 for example, and some of them will be really good, some of them will not be that great. And so really what's important is to keep conversing and talking with the AI. So for example, if the problem talking about retention, of employees, you could go and say, okay, tell me more about symptoms of retention or bad retention for VP of sales. And then you would go and have more details. And then you can really try to, develop more on a symptom. And that's really the idea, is to keep conversing and chatting with the AI. And that's where you're going to get the most out of it. So act like a specific job title, give all the context, and then ask it to go with that. So that's a really good way to find problems of prospects with an AI.
All right. Last question, as I know a lot of our followers always love to talk about tools. So what tools do you see at the moment using AI in the best way? What tools can you recommend, especially for sales people?
Yeah. So for me, there's a bunch of a lot of tools that are using AI that are not that doing that super well, because they're just plugging the ChatGPT API, and then you still have to be good at prompting to get good results. But ones that are doing a great job are Notion, for example. So Notion is not a sales tool, it's just a productivity tool. But when you're writing an email, for example, you can ask it to simplify, correct, make sure that the wording, grammar is better, or change the tone. That works really well. Some other tools are slowly integrating it into their specific sales tools, but they're not at the level of Notion. Another one is Attention, where you can get better accuracy of your deals based on the data you have in your CRM. So it's going to pull all the data and surface information that's important. So these ones I really typically love these ones. And as the time goes, more and more people will know how to integrate the tools. So that's two I can mention that I needed.
Okay, super cool. Thanks for coming by to our Paris office, Thibaut. And everyone who wants to know more about AI and how to use it in the best fashion for sales should follow Thibaut Souyris on LinkedIn. And thanks a lot, and have a good travel back to south of France.
Thank you, David. Thank you for having me.